So now let's move to sort of the ultimate in AI, which is the agents that are able to learn. And this is an area of very active research, development, and we are mostly just scratching the surface here and starting to experiment. And again, we want to see what people will be building by using our platform. My name is Anton Antich. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Integrail. Integrail is a platform for easy creation of AI agents. So now we're discussing the most sophisticated agents that are able to learn. So learning in our case comes down to two main things. First one is updates to the memory. And again, this is very similar to humans. As we consume information, as we learn more, we update our memory. It becomes more and more knowledgeable about different facts, about how the world works, etc. And then the second way for the agents to learn is to learn new skills. Again, similar to humans. We can learn new skills and we can expand our memory. Same with the agents, they can update the memory and they can learn new skills as well. So this is our final agent architecture with which we have started. It has all the components now. It has sensors, it has actuators, it has brain, it has skills, and it has short-term memory, which we just looked at, and it has long-term memory as well. Now we have this arrow here that says that the agent can update the long-term memory based on whatever rules we give it. And another way to learn is expand the skills. So currently the way it works is that the memory can be updated automatically. It's very easy to build an agent that updates long-term memory. We have a node that just says save to long-term memory, and then by using the tricks we just learned, we are able to utilize that. Expanding skills is kind of semi-manual right now. So as we discussed, we are building new agents ourselves, and then users will be building agents, and all of it becomes kind of a skill library. But of course, we're also experimenting with the agent that generates other agents. And there are some very promising results there, but I don't want to spoil everything. So it's automatic way is not there yet, but we are pretty sure we will get to it. So let's look at one small but important feature that will allow us to build such good agents called branching or decision making. So let's move to the Agent Studio once again. And we have a demo, branching demo right here. So what is branching? Branching is the ability for an LLM to decide what to do, depending on user's input. And this is a very important thing because it allows you to implement that sort of if, then, else functionality. So this is, again, a very contrived example. It's just two different options. And we have a special node that allows you to create this branching. It's based on LLM as well. It's called Caller. There's Caller 1, which is fully automatic, but it does not always perform the way you want. And Caller 2, where you have full control over how you design this branching. Again, we won't go into too much detail here. There's documentation at the AI University to explain how that works. But basically, it has two different commands, draw picture and respond directly. Draw picture goes into image generation node, and respond directly goes into another LLM mode. And of course, this is just a simple example. It could be another complicated agent or sophisticated agent by itself. So let's see how it works. If we say something like, hi, how are you? We do not expect it to draw anything. We just expect it to respond. Let's run it. As you can see, this branch has been canceled. This branch has processed, and here is the response. Hello, I'm just a computer program, so it performs the way we want.
Anton, what's the structure of the Caller 2 block? I mean, how does it determine what to do?
Yep. I'll get to it. Just 1 second. Let's just demo it. So let's say, okay, how does a Martian octopus look like? So for this question, we would expect it to draw something, hopefully. Let's see. Yep, this node has been canceled and this is being executed. Let's wait for the result and then we will look at how it actually works. So here is the Martian octopus.
Where's the helm?
According to our AI. Okay, so how does it work? And we will make it even easier to use. For now, you have to create these comments that are separate branches, and then you describe them. And this is, again, getting back to the point that the LLMs can convert formats very well. It produces JSON of any format you like very, very well. So basically what we expand here is we explain the comments format. We say, there is a command draw picture. We say only call this if a user wants you to draw something, and then we describe format for this command. And then the same, respond directly, only call this if a user asks you something, and you can provide an answer. And then we provide the format for the command. And the way it responds, we can also see it here. There's an actual response. As you can see, it produces a very well-formed JSON in exactly the format we need. And this is also just an illustration that you can use it to create any kinds of formats that you need for your expense reports or for your Excel tables or for.
So is Caller 2 an LLM with a system prompt that does this?
An LLM with customized system prompt, which we will automate to make it easier for people to use it.
But you're not indicating which LLM you're using here. You're just using.
You can use any model because there is a built-in functionality that Scholar One is using. It's called function calling or something. Okay, let me just show that to you. So Caller uses this built-in functionality that only some LLMs have. So it's GPT-4 and Mistral. Actually, a couple of latest llamas have it as well. But this one we provided, but we don't really like it because it eats too much tokens. You have to provide very, very detailed instructions onto which functions are available to call. And it's only available for some of the LLMs. Caller 2, you can experiment. You can actually experiment with any model we have. Just some of them generate JSON a bit better than others, but sometimes you're able to actually save money. So that's the ability to branch. And once again, this is pretty key because then you're able to create as many agents as you want here, and it will discover your intent. Or using the trick we just shown in the previous state agents, you can actually have a discussion with the user like, okay, I give some complicated task like, I don't know, create a desk research on the US economy for the last 5 years and give prognosis for the next 5 years. And it discusses with me, okay, I have this and this agents that are able to do this and that. This agent is missing. And then finally I confirm using these state tricks that we used last time. And then it executes the agent. I confirm using
Could you have like 12 different options for Caller 2 here based on some criteria
20.
that you identify?
Yeah, exactly. We have tested it up to 20, but we definitely want to do it more. But also we will automate the same calling the agents from vector memory. So you don't need to actually have a pre-built design, but we will understand user intent. We will find the agents that can execute the user's intent.
I also noticed that you specified, the whole JSON format and stuff like that, but we never talked about those sorts of things with the other blocks. So when you're creating, just a normal prompt stuff, it actually has to come in through as a JSON structure when it gets to OpenAI or whatever. You didn't talk about. I didn't see that on your other agent descriptions.
Yeah, because you don't need it there. That's a preset format, so we take care of that. Here, it's kind of also preset, but it is defined by your agent. So again, it's also possible to automate. We will automate it in the future. Now it's a bit of the manual work, but it is possible to automate that.
Anton, is it possible for you to show off some of the tools you would use to debug issues as you're going through building these workflows? Like, do you get any kind of debug mode or verbose mode, or is there a way to have an additional side conversation with the tool to say, like, what did I do wrong here? Like, why is this going sideways?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I don't think we are that sophisticated. So we have some logs here, and actually we also have an SDK, which we will make public next week, which allows you to see the status of execution of every node in detail, including all the errors, etc. So that is quite useful when debugging. I mean, here we haven't seen much errors, but well, actually, I can show you some because, for instance, our box that is reading the web is not able to read some of the websites because they forbid it. So there are some errors with information. But basically, there are logs and there are errors information when you execute these nodes. When you're talking about what am I doing wrong and why you're not doing what I want you to do, that's sort of the next step. We are thinking about it. Sort of interactive creating of agents with the help of another agent, but it's a bit down the road as well.
Yeah, I was thinking of the case like what Ray brought up. If you had 20 color 2 options, and it doesn't seem to be acting the way you want it to behave, now you're debugging a giant blob of text.
Yeah, it's a good question. We have to, as we start using it ourselves more actively, we will see where we get. It's wide open area. So, okay, this is the branching demo, which is a really small one. Now let's move to sort of the most sophisticated agent we will look at today. It's called strategic marketing. So it features lots of the stuff we have used previously. I will not be building it. Let me try to give a quick overview of what's going on here. So we have this caller, which we just looked at, which decides between two branches. Again, this is just for demonstration purposes. So one branch reads the website through our readability node. Then we have a node that's called marketing analyzer that analyzes whatever is written on the website, and it generates an initial marketing strategy document. It summarizes features, target segments, key messages, etc. Then there is normal way to interact with it. Once we have initialized this discussion, we work similar to the questionnaire agent by updating the session every time via summarizer. And then this brains agent actually discusses this marketing document with us. So what it does is that via one agent, we are able to have brainstorming sessions, in this case with the marketing document, but it can be any document we like. So let me just show how it works. Then we can come back to look at some of the prompts. So here, okay, we're not actually recording. So let's just start from scratch. So the node to start it.
Analyze my website thing.
Okay, the way to start it is.
Is it too late?
Sorry?
Too late. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought there was a question. Yeah. So yeah, the way to start it is say something like, let's analyze HTTPS Integrail.ai. So this is supposed to run that initial branch that will read the website. Let's see if it works. Hopefully. Yeah. So as you can see, it has read our website and it created this initial marketing document that summarizes features of the product, potential target market segments, and proposed business value messages. Now, we're using the same trick as we use the questionnaire. We summarize every interaction to make sure this is updated with whatever input we give. So we can say, please add a new feature. We can automatically generate new skill agents using Integrail. So it will do all the processing, it will update this marketing document, and this way, iteratively, again, we can build it up any way we like. So as you can see, it has added this new feature, and this is exactly what is being kept. It's not just the chat. The chat history here is very limited. It's, again, the same situation as with questionnaire. This is updated every time, and you can work with it any way you like. For instance, we can say, give me 2 examples of Google Ads for a campaign to promote Integrail. And it will use basically this same document and give some ideas. So it gives some ideas. Again, we can argue with it somewhat.
Ouch.
We can ask status to give us the current document status, just as the last time. So let's see what it summarizes. So as you can see, it actually includes Google Ads examples. We, of course, don't want it to include. So we will say, please remove Google Ads examples from the document. So basically, again, it's just a collaborative work on marketing strategy. It's just a quick demo, and this is just sort of the starting point for this agent, because of course we can add to this agent. So as you can see, it has created, it has removed the Google Ads, and this way we can continue working with it until we are happy with the state. And then we can put some additional notes that will, for instance, publish this document on the corporate SharePoint or anything is possible. So, okay, just to give another example, let's analyze. So this way we are creating the work from scratch. As you can see, it reads now vim.com site. Again, it summarizes the features, proposed business value messages. We can work with it. So this is a pretty universal agent that you can use as a starting point for your further corporate work. And it uses all the different techniques that we have looked at previously. So updating the session, doing different branches, using the summarizer, and using actual brains to update. So again, it's a little bit simplistic, but it's already very useful. And of course, you can extend it any way you like with integrating with different external systems, with additional RAG from your vector memory or from Google search, etc., etc. But it can serve as a very nice starting point for a good assistant in your corporate work. Okay. Right. So this is the section about the learning agents. So once again, there are 2 key points how the agents of Integrail learn. One is by expanding their vector memory, and another one is by adding new skills. Currently, skills are mostly sort of semi-automatic, but again, in the nearest future, they will be fully automatic as well, and this will give completely new opportunities.